We all got a story. Some of us choose to pick the right route, while some of us don't and end up doing poorly. While some are fooled by the perfect image, don't get it twisted. There's a lot that hides between the gifted and the privileged. Just like the story I'm about to tell. The story right here is about a young kid by the name of Maxwell, born in the suburbs and raised by his mom and dad, the youngest child of 5, and always wanted to live his life fast. Raised in a family that gave him the things he always wanted, but having parents like that was something he didn't honor. A really selfish kid, he don't appreciate the life he lives, or all the loving that his parents give. He's hard-headed and always having his parents stressing. The boy rebels, and even though he chooses not to listen, later on he's gonna have to learn a brutal lesson. But it only gets worse as the plot begins to thicken. Take a trip into the world we live in. Ungrateful people making bad decisions, not thinking twice on what type of guilt that they have to live with. This is the world we live in. Another tale about the selfishly privileged. Yo, take a trip into the world we live in. Ungrateful people making bad decisions, not thinking twice on what type of guilt that they have to live with. This is the world we live in. Another tale about the selfishly privileged. Yo, as the problems go on, he gets suspended and arrested. Nothing changes, so he just keeps on rebelling strong. But as he's moving on, he's too defiant, sneaking out the house and lying, so it seems as though his mind is gone. Hanging out with friends with really no interest at heart. His bad behavior's really tearing his parents apart. Their only hope is that he hopefully could make a change, find himself and guide himself to find a different lane. He's not the same when he was young, no, he's not the same. They tried their best to raise him right, but they are not to blame. But it was karma that caught up with him later that day. He got set up and got in jump, what more is there to say? Now at this point he's plotting on some ways to get revenge. He feels as though to take matters into his own hands, took it upon himself and got a pistol from a friend. He feels invincible, but wait until the story ends. Take a trip into the world we live in. Ungrateful people making bad decisions, not thinking twice on what type of guilt that they have to live with. This is the world we live in. Another tale about the selfishly privileged. Yo, take a trip into the world we live in. Ungrateful people making bad decisions, not thinking twice on what type of guilt that they have to live with. This is the world we live in. Another tale about the selfishly privileged. Yo, as the plot thickens, he feels the anger as his veins are twitching. No second thinking, so no care is given. Roaming the streets to find the dudes who jumped him earlier. He's on his way to becoming a vicious murderer. He was told the men were known to drive a white car, but to Max's own discovery, he didn't look far. There was a car moving towards him coming up the road. The same description from what exactly he had been told. His heart was racing as he saw the car was moving close. He pulled his pistol out and got into a ready pose. Shot up the car to where the vehicle was moving slow. Who was driving the car was something that he didn't know. His whole demeanor changed when he started moving close. It was a discovery that made him feel the hurt the most. It's hard job to find what he had to come to discover was the dead bodies of his mom and little brother. Moral of the story is,